welcome everybody to the South Hockey Network live on YouTube. Live one more time here from Seven Bridges Ice Arena this weekend. It is the final game for GBS New Trier and the preseason invite as a whole. The Titans and Trevians battling for the trophy of the preseason. This is the Wintrust South Hockey Network. We thank Glenview Bank and Trust as always for being our presenting sponsor and making these broadcasts possible. For our entire crew today, Joe Hoffer on the scoreboard duty, Gerard Boris, our technical engineer. My name is Dylan Ward. You've heard me rattle off those names all weekend long, but for the first time, I have a partner with the headset on, none other than my friend, Frank Zarowski. Frank, welcome to the South Hockey Network.
Thank you so much, Dylan. This is going to be a high-flying matchup between these two teams. A lot of goals scored between them. We were talking off air about the margin between the home and away seeding. This is going to be a high-flying action contest.
Yeah, New Trier, the designated home team here at this neutral site. Based on the goals allowed tiebreaker, New Trier only with 9 goals allowed in their 5 games leading up to this. Glenbrook South with 10. Other than that, just some other really close stats. New Trier Green, a plus 16 goal differential, 25-9. GBS plus 21, 31-10. But if you look at the goal differential by period, New Trier Green plus 5 in the first. They've only allowed 2 goals in the first period through 5 games.
And that's critically important for this New Trier team. I mean, when you look at a team that's won the past 3 state championships at the United Center, going for number 4 in a row, shades of the New York Islanders of old, it really tells you what Glenbrook South needs to focus on. They need to get on the board early. They need to apply some heavy forecheck. You know, look for a guy like Hoffer to get involved early. You and I had talked about him off air and the presence he brings to the Glenbrook South Titans.
If you could believe hockey's not his main sport, the D1 NCAA commit to play baseball at University of Illinois as a left-handed pitcher. Some diabolical stats, Frank, through 5 games at this tournament. 7 goals and 8 assists for a total of 15 points. That not only leads the team, but leads the entire tournament for points scored.
And when you're looking at a guy like Hoffer, it's not just what he does, but what he takes away in terms of spotlight. And what I mean by that is if you got 2 guys covering Hoffer, you could leave a man open on the back door or for a potential breakaway opportunity. Someone like him is a game-changing player wherever he goes.
Now, we've been talking about the lack of music all weekend long, but thankfully for us, we've got Sam Schwartz in the building, as you can see on the Sam cam. As soon as Sam walked in the rink and tested out his microphone through the loudspeakers, I looked at Gerard and I said, hockey is back. Welcome back, Sam Schwartz. And he appears as though he might give us starting lineups, national anthems. Not exactly sure, but we'll let him have the floor here and hockey in just a moment. Sam hyping up the crowd before this big matchup. And Frank, these are 2 of the best teams in Illinois. That's been consistent over the last 3 to 4 seasons. But in this preseason invitational, this has been the exact championship matchup for what is now, including this year, 4 of the last 5 years. New Trier looking to 5-peat the preseason invite tonight.
And I think for New Trier, you want to have that even-keeled balance. As a friend of mine said in the broadcasting business, you can't let yourself get too high or too low. You have to be even-keeled and ready to roll at the start of this first period. And for Glenbrook South, it's about establishing a presence early, trying to make a statement against the 3-time defending state champions.
All right, the moment of truth. Puck drop at center ice. Trevians in white, left to right on your screen. Titans in black, right to left. GBS pulls it back into their own zone, and we are underway in the championship game of the 2025 preseason invite. Here's a giveaway. Rowian tried to slide it over for Isaac Solomon, who scored 2 goals against GBN this morning, but the Titans will get it back. Vanderplug couldn't hang on to it. Solomon gets it back in the slot, blocked by the stick of Ryan Mulvey. Now taken away by Hoffer. He'll try and chip it out of the zone. It bounces off the helmet of Isaac Solomon, and out to neutral ice it goes for Oh Yang, who sends it in. Counted as a shot on net from neutral ice, and Thomas Preston, the sophomore netminder for GBS, making his first official save.
Gotta love the pressure early from New Trier. They're trying to capitalize on turnovers.
Now Hoffer over the line, right wing side. Battling with his number 8 jersey counterpart on New Trier. That was Nolan Nagitz, but the Trevians able to send it down the other way, and just far enough for an icing exactly 1 minute in.
We saw 2 turnovers right at the blue line for Glenbrook South. New Trier had 2 golden opportunities, a little bit of confusion between the forward group, and you know, it's not available for replay right now, but watch that blue line trap that New Trier is running. They're gonna try and get as many opportunities, strip it in transition, going the other direction.
New Trier takes the face-off in their own zone. Preseason hockey, but not quite an exhibition. Still a competitive game as there is a trophy on the line. Even though these games don't count for SHL points, still a reason. I mean, listen, these are high school boys. They want to win every game. They don't care what format it is. Ventura takes a shot. That one's blocked by Selleck, hits the end boards. Ventura gets it back. Behind the net now, Boris centered it. McCrulis takes a shot. That one wouldn't go, either saved or blocked. Kept in the zone by the Titans, and Ventura now gets it deep.
It was a great sweeping save by Soren Selak, the defenseman. Got it out of harm's way of the blue paint.
Now Peter Moreno off the near boards, finds Wolben. Tried to go back to Moreno, but Ventura stick got right in the way of that pass. Now Selleck back in his own zone, slides it over to Jack Herstrit, who is leading the Trevians in points at this tournament. 6 goals, 4 assists in the 5 games leading up to this one. Now Wolben to the near side. This is brought out by George Knight. Knight getting it back to Wolben, left wing side, takes a shot into the glove of Thomas Preston. Barely moved a muscle to make that save.
Really good defense on that play. On the back check by Charles Sullivan of Glenbrook South. Was able to take away the backdoor passing opportunity for New Trier on that potential 2-on-1.
Still scoreless quite early on here at the Preseason Invitational Championship. A weak backhand shots, easy block by Luke Fagan. Now Cosmeter trying to get it out. Kept alive by New Trier Green. Rowian taken away by GBS again. They are just able to get it outside the blue line, and the Trevians will have to reset. New Trier Green in and out of the SHL in all competitions, a record of 6-0 against these Glenbrook South Titans throughout the season. The Titans would love to get one back, as they have not been swept by New Trier in a season since 2019. Now here's Cosmeter. He's got Daniel Sokol to his left. Cosmeter over the line. Nice backhand pass, finds Luke Fagan with a shot from a tough angle, and the save is made by Reed.
Good save by Reed, going post to post, using his left shoulder to seal off that high glove side.
We'll take a look at that one on our multiple camera angles next time we get a chance. Here's Wilson for the Trevians. He's over the line, right wing side. Fires a shot wide of the net to the left and a little high. Now here's another shot. This time it got blocked and missed the cage.
You're seeing New Trier running that blue line trap, especially on the near side, Dylan. They're applying a lot of pressure, and Glenbrook South is trying to adjust to it.
Frank Zarowski to my right. My name's Dylan Ward. If you're joining us late, happy to have you with us. Here is miscue Charlie Preston. Nearly got a takeaway there. The Titans will hang on to possession, though. Ryan Mulvey sends it down low. Graham Vanderplug tried to backhand that one to the high slot. Taken away by the Trevians as Tutai hits a man into the boards. That was Aristotle Poulios. Now back in the Titans' end, the captain, Ryan Mulvey, now in his senior year. He's been on this varsity squad since his freshman days. Near side corner, Charlie Preston looked to center that one, but a stick got in the way of that try as well. Nolan Nagitz for the Trevians. Over the line, just onside. Nagitz tries a shot, blocked by Mulvey. Instead, he'll get it to the near side for Oh Yang. He fires a shot right into the S with the Lightning on Thomas Preston's jersey. We are still scoreless here at 7.
Thomas Preston hasn't had a lot of high danger chances come at him, and that's through the work of his defense, as we that's through the work of his defensemen. And, just New Trier has been buzzing at that near side blue line offensive zone. Credit to Glenbrook South for breaking up all those chances without a real high danger opportunity.
Now here come the Titans. Over the line, it's Kosmeter. He dropped it off looking for Blake Hoffer, but couldn't get it to him. And it goes to Nolan Nagitz. As he comes over the line, Hoffer takes that away, gets it up ice to Vanderplug. Over to Kosmeter, has some space down the right wing side, centered it. Vanderplug could not tap it home. Now Kosmeter getting it back. That earned some applause from the New Trier fans here at the rink as they're able to clear it out to neutral ice.
All starts with the big man Hoffer with a great seam pass to the far side of the New Trier zone.
We'll take a look at that play next time we get a whistle. 11:55 to go in the first period. 0-0 game. There's an icing, and let's take a peek.
See on this replay here, Hoffer, a direct seam pass up to Vanderplug, and he goes cross ice. Just a great tic-tac-toe opportunity, but New Trier's goaltending has been fabulous as a pedigree throughout the years, and just another great save by New Trier.
Max Reed in net so far at the tourney. A 1 flat goals allowed average, .944 save percentage, 1 shutout to his name as well. Faced by Thomas Preston on the other side with a 150 goals allowed average, .923, and a shutout to his name as well. So some similar stats in the goaltending department, as GBS, a team who's averaging 6.2 goals a game at this preseason invite, and New Trier, a team that's averaging 5 flat per game. We'll have to see. Something's got to give, Frank.
I'd be surprised if we get either of those combined between these two teams tonight.
No.
Sent into the Trevian zone. Moreno will get there first. New Trier leading shots 3-2. Ventura strips that one away, gets it down to Boris, left wing cornered. Looked to center it for Makroulis, never found his stick.
Bouncing puck for Makroulis. Good break for New Trier. Glenbrook South trying to put some pressure on, and they've been doing more of it.
Centering pass right in front. George Knight couldn't settle that one down. I thought he was going to go to the backhand with it. Instead, it's Moreno now behind the goal line, centered at Knight with a shot. Ryan Mulvey getting in the way of that look. Now to the far side corner, Luke Fagan. Titans trying to get it outside their zone, but Herstrit takes it back. Herstrit threw it up high, missed Moreno with the pass, and New Trier left to chase. That lets GBS change all 5.
Glenbrook South taking a huge sigh of relief after that sustained pressure from New Trier, but great defense from the captain, Mulaney.
Now here comes Daniel Sokol. He's over the line, centers it to Mechanic to the net. Save made by Reed. Now New Trier the other way. It's Wolben. Cuts to the center, around one man, nice move, but then he lost the puck.
Little curl and drag move there, just couldn't hold on to it.
Now Sokol up to Kosmeter. Owen Kosmeter finds some space on that left side, centered it, but nobody there once again. And here comes New Trier the other way. Frank, we've had some back and forth chances, but not really too bad of, or high danger chances, you could say.
No, it's been more of a track meet to start this first period, Dylan. I like the way that Glenbrook South has responded as, long blast there. I like the way that Glenbrook South has responded to New Trier's aggression and stripping of the puck, specifically in their offensive zone.
Here's Alex Rowian, sent into the zone. Will Fagan looking for his first goal of this tournament. His brother Luke has him beat 3-0 at this point. Lomer from the right side, tough angle, and that's an easy one for Thomas Preston.
Again, more great defense from Glenbrook South. We're seeing it, even though they've given up the puck a lot in their own zone.
Ventura back now, Luke Fagan. And if you are now hearing us again and we cut out, I believe we did, we apologize for technical difficulty, but look at Gerard over here to my left. Quick to get that fixed. Nicely done.
Hey, it's the technical crew that makes a broadcast, Dylan. Seen it whether it's CHSN, Monumental Sports, or New England Sports Network. And especially at the Titan Hockey Network, they do a great job here. Been leading the way for many years on the broadcast side at the Scholastic Lead.
I'll tell you what, Gerard and I have been working together for now 4 years. His son, Zach Boris, number 91 in black out there, is a senior this year, and I'm holding him to an agreement he made with me a couple years ago that he's going to get on the color mic on senior night this season. Now here's Luke Fagan coming up ice with it. Had 2-tie, but he blew a tire. Luke Fagan couldn't get around Nolan Nagitz, and he'll retreat back in his own end. Goes across to Kai Oyang. Out to the neutral zone for Poulios, but Luke Fagan couldn't get it back the other way. Now 2-tie runs into Cannon in open ice, but not too much heavy on that hit. Now a pass out to Graham Vanderploeg. He's got a partial breakaway, and the puck stolen away from him by Nolan Nagitz.
2-tie has been incredible physically to start this first period. He's laid 2 great hits in one shift for Glenbrook South.
Now Kai Oyang across the line, right wing side. Centering pass, Rowian couldn't get a shot off, and now Mulvey goes over to Ventura. Zach Boris with him. He'll chase after this puck as the Titans dump it in. Boris to the far side corner. In front, Jackson Ventura couldn't get a shot away as it's taken away once again by New Trier. Kai Oyang fires it in, and the Trevians will complete a change.
Ventura was the one who blocked the shot and then led the ensuing rush the other way. He's been solid for the Titans this first period.
No score, 7 minutes to go in the opening frame. Final game of the preseason invite as Boris takes advantage of Moreno. Here's a shot by Boris, and that one stopped by Reed. Moreno had a problem skating backwards, and Zach Boris had a partial break down that right wing side.
Boris easily could have drawn a penalty for a hook against New Trier on that one, but he powered through. Great work by Boris on that chance.
Look out in the stands. No protective netting. Great for the broadcast, but poses some risks.
Just a few concussions, depressed skull fractures, subdermal hematomas, any number of medical fallacies with the head.
Well, we're pretty high up, so I think we're okay, Frank, but I'll protect you if one comes near. I hope you do the same to me.
Absolutely. Got to have the reflexes ready to go.
We'll let Joe and Gerard protect each other. Now here's Rowian with a shot, and another save by Preston. New Trier's had a fair amount of shots on goal. That's their 6th of the game, but most of them have been right in the logo.
Right, and they've been right. They're shooting for that center. I'd like to see more elevation, specifically to that glove side. Preston has been trying to protect that on a number of sharp angle chances. New Trier needs to elevate that puck more.
Blake Hoffer, who turned 18 today, scored this morning in the semifinal. Vanderploeg hit Selleck into the near side boards in neutral ice. Now Selleck and Vanderploeg battling on the near side once again. Solomon comes away with it. Backhands it into the zone. Mulvey tried to clear it out. Touched by Layden, and delayed offside. No one wants to touch the puck, and they'll blow it dead.
Yeah, smart play by South. It was played with a high sticker. It could have been a delayed offside. And, you know, South recognizes the situation, knows they're not in any danger, and they move their guys into position to adjust for any touch-ups that they may do.
And then it results in an offensive zone face-off as well, as they'll take it at the right wing circle with their first line out.
And South hasn't had a lot of offensive zone face-offs. They've got to make something out of this one.
Will Fagan to the net. Took a couple deflections, but ultimately missed the net. Now behind the cage, Cosmeter tried to center it, but Selleck takes it away. Touched along, Moreno chips it ahead. He's got space, it's a 3-on-1. Moreno down the left wing side, centered it, they score! As it's tapped home by Keegan Rowian. Trevians strike first.
Saw the defensive breakdown at the far side of the New Trier zone by Glenbrook South. They're not able to control the zone. They overpinch on the far side near the New Trier bench. And as we see on the replay here, a 3-on-1, no chance for the goaltender Preston. And not much you can do there from a defensive standpoint once the 3 guys are off to the races.
Yeah, never fun as a goalie to see a 3-on-1 coming your way. I'd imagine even less fun when it's New Trier green.
No, I mean, the 3-time state champions, they don't miss on those opportunities often. And, you know, starts with an overpinch by the South forecheck, and they're trying to be aggressive against a stingy New Trier team, and it cost them on that one.
So Trevians lead 1-0, the shots on goal 7-4. The Titans have allowed the first goal on 2 other occasions at this tournament, but came back to win both of those. Still plenty of hockey to be played on this Sunday night. We appreciate you choosing high school hockey instead of NFL football. John Wilson sends this one down to the far corner for Wolben. Now Knight below the goal line, throws it up high for Wilson once more. Left wing side, got it back. John Wilson takes a shot. That one got a piece of Preston's pad, I believe. You could hear it. As now Luke Fagan takes it over for GBS.
At this point for the Titans, Dylan, you just got to mentally reset. You got to have a short memory after that one.
Cosmeter down the right wing side being tangled up with Wilson.
Could have been a call there against New Trier. Lucky break for the Trevians on that one. Not sure how it was missed by the official.
Now Herstrit hit into the boards by Blake Hoffer. Behind the net, Will Fagan.
Hit was a little high by Hoffer again. Referees letting the boys play tonight on both sides. Been even so far.
This weekend's been a grind for players, coaches, officials, and fans alike. I think we're in the championship. They're going to let a couple things go.
Absolutely. What a hit there. Fagan got crunched at the blue line.
Jack Andrus with that collision for New Trier. Both these teams playing their 6th game in a matter of 4 days. Down below the Titans goal line, a man's tripped up. That's going to be a penalty. I don't care how tight you're calling a game, you're not going to not call that one.
No, that's a trip. And, you know, I saw some of the better power play, if you want to call it that, from a 16U team, the Omaha Mastery, finished 2nd at the Chicago Steel Showcase for their division. They went 2 for 2 on the power play against a powerful Atlantic Coast team, and it all started with getting pucks to the perimeter. For Glenbrook South, they need to get pucks to the perimeter. They need to screen the goaltender Reed and try and tie this game up on a golden opportunity that is given to them by New Trier.
All right, Titans win the faceoff. That's a great way to start. Will Fagan goes down to the circle. Here's Boris, and that one goes wide. Now Ventura, left side centered it. Bounces down to the far side corner. Layden tries to clear it out. It's kept alive by the Titans. Ventura has 3 New Trier sweaters chasing after him down to that far side corner. And now New Trier able to flip this one down.
That's an aggressive penalty kill by New Trier. They left Fagan wide open in the slot, but it's risk-reward. New Trier has a history of playing Canadian-style hockey in this high school area, and that's what stumped so many teams, but not so much Glenbrook South.
Glenbrook South, 38.9% on the man advantage in this 5-game sample at the preseason invitational. Meanwhile, New Trier on the PK, 10 for 13, just 76%. You'd expect a little higher number out of them.
Yeah, I think for New Trier, you had a lot of graduating seniors last year's team, and you just kind of got to acclimate to the systems.
Here's Mulvey finding a chance. Instead of taking a shot, he'll try and center it for Vanderplug. It's taken away by Moreno, and he'll kill some time.
Little too cute by Mulvey. You got to shoot that puck even if it's on the backhand.
2.5 to go in period number 1. 1-0 Trevians. The goal by Keegan Rowe, and it was his 2nd of the tournament. As the Titans try and make something of this last 30 seconds on the power play, Hoffer couldn't get around one body, and it's cleared out to the neutral zone. Will Fagan backhands this one. He tried to get it over the line, but it's taken back by the Trevs again. And just a textbook PK here for New Trier Green. Not really anything going for GBS.
And the way New Trier's penalty kill operated was very similar to how they operated offensively at the Glenbrook South blue line. A lot of strip, a lot of double team, high risk, high reward defense for New Trier.
End of the power play. GBS 0 for 1 in the game as the Trevians come back to full strength. Now this is Poulios. Down the left wing side, looks over his options, takes a hit into the boards by Vanderplug, and it goes out to the neutral zone.
We talked about this earlier in the game, but there's not going to be a lot of mistakes as that's a offside. But, you know, you mentioned the goal averages, 6 for Glenbrook South, 5 for New Trier. I'll repeat what I said earlier in the frame, Dylan. I would be stunned if we get more than 5 goals between these teams tonight. I'd put money on it.
Combined, huh?
Combined.
Okay.
Combined.
The over-under has been set. Get your bets in now in the comments section. We'll throw a couple of your comments on screen. We have one, Cafe Ice 7. Hi, well, hello. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to leave your comments if you want a chance to have your name on the screen. Here's McCrulis, nice move to get around Wilson, but couldn't get the backhand shot on net. We'll see if either of these teams have one more in them before the first intermission.
Good poke check by Reed there.
Here's a shot from the left side and a nice stick by Mendoza to send that up into the netting. Tenths of a second on the clock here at Seven Bridges. We're less than a minute to go.
And this is, again, the goaltending has been sublime for both of these squads. You can't blame the 3-on-1 against the goaltender, but whether it's Reed or Preston, they've both been up to the task 99% of the time when their respective clubs have called upon them, and this is going to be a very close cut game.
Face-off win by New Trier Green. Unable to poke that one ahead was Kosmiter. Here's a pass over to Wolben, and what a save made by Preston on the one-timer from the right circle.
Good sliding save made by Preston.
Now Oyang, left side, sends it deep. Will Fagan, the first to it is Wolben, as they battle for possession near side. Wolben behind the goal line, look to center it. Where's the puck? It's thrown in front. Wraparound try didn't work. Or maybe that was a centering pass either way. The Titans will come the other way. 27 seconds left. Hoffer fires it in. Here's Kosmiter, thrown to the blue paint. Vanderplug hacking away. And now he'll get to that puck. Far side corner, still some time here. Will Fagan near side, takes a shot. Save made by Reed. Trevians able to get this one all the way down for an icing, and 5.5 is plenty of time.
Vanderplug had a great shift there. If we go back on your screens, he was the one that made sure to get the puck out of harm's way, down by his own goalie, and then help lead the rush the other way. A lot of defense to offense style action for Glenbrook South. They got to use their transition game if they want to break this, get tied up in this contest.
All right, 5.5 on the clock. Hoffer at the face-off dot. He'll try and pull it back for Mulvey. It didn't work out. Nuggets will hold it up against the boards, and the buzzer sounds on period number 1. 17 minutes have come and gone. New Trier up 1-0, thanks to the goal by Keegan Rowian, as the teams will have a conversation at their bench. Frank, what'd you make of that first period as a whole?
I thought New Trier came out a lot quicker than Glenbrook South, but Glenbrook South built some momentum toward the middle portion of that period. New Trier was able to take the puck away. I counted at least 4 or 5 takeaways right near us at the New Trier blue line on the attacking zone, and Glenbrook South defense, aside from that overpinch, which led to the 3-on-1, it's been good at keeping the pucks to the perimeter. A lot of the shots from New Trier have come from outside the dots, whether it's on the high glove side, and the shoulder of Preston has been used to keep the puck out of the back of the net. Really like the way Glenbrook South's defense has played through this first period. On the New Trier side, you gotta shoot the puck more. Just gotta let it rip. They're trying to be too fancy, especially off these set face-off plays. I'd throw those in the recycling bin for the second period at least. Just shoot the puck on net. You've got a great goaltender in Preston who's not afraid to be aggressive, and you need to test him a lot more.
Well, we have a very special shout out before we get started for the second period. As I hinted at it once before in the broadcast, we have a Glenbrook South Titan celebrating his 18th birthday today. It's none other than Blake Hoffer, the senior, and we have a very special video clip to show you that Joe Hoffer shared with us last night. This is a video of Blake in the Jonathan Taves jersey, scoring his first goal ever back at the old Glenview Ice Center. And what a beauty it was.
Yeah, and you know, Hoffer, and we see it even at a young age, he's able to run through guys to get towards the net. He was a little bigger for his age, and he's using that frame for the Titan squad that he is an instrumental piece of.
Well, he doesn't have a point yet tonight. He scored at least a goal in each of the 5 games leading up to this moment here at the preseason invitational. We are underway for the second period. Titans now going from left to right on your screen. Trevians right to left. Here's Mendoza for the Titans. Got it up ice to Ventura. Jackson Ventura crushed into the boards by Nolan, and that knocked the puck off his stick. Trevians send it out. A perfect punt as Will Fagan gets to it. Threw it over to Mendoza. Mendoza backhands that one out to the neutral zone. It's fired back in by New Trier Green. The shots on goal after a period, 8-5 in favor of New Trier. And you're talking about a couple of teams who so far at this tournament have each been averaging 30 shots a game, clearly under that pace.
Fagan and Lawton went at each other behind the play there, Dylan.
And trying to catch Preston off guard was Solomon. Here's another shot, and they score. It leaks through. Shot came from the right circle by Kai O-Yang. We'll take a look at the replay to confirm who got the last touch, but it's 2-0 New Trier.
Yeah, this is a deflection play, and on the back door, believe it was Lawton on the back door. Puck, as you see, goes out to the far point.
Goal cam should give us a great...
Yeah, goal cam should give us a great view. Not sure if Lawton got a piece of it. And
Lawton number 91 in white. And I think he does.
I think he does with the upper part of the stick right above the toe.
So the Trevians double up their lead. They're looking to win their 5th consecutive preseason invite. And the Titans trying to put an end to that streak. And we have a penalty put on the board against GBS's Will Fagan after the goal.
I'm not sure what it was. Could be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. We'll see what Sam Schwartz announces over the public address system here.
We've got the game sheet too. It hasn't loaded in quite yet, but just like that, after scoring their 2nd goal, they're gonna have a chance for a 3rd as they hit the power play for the first time tonight, and all penalty kills for the Titans are sponsored by Hannah Vanderplug Trial Attorneys. Here's Nagitz. Got it to the near side, Herstrip. Back up to Nagitz, high slot, takes a shot, deflects on its way. Preston able to make the save. Titans trying to clear it out, they cannot. Throw Ian, back up to Nagitz. Across, and it stays in the zone, or maybe not. I thought it did.
I thought it did too.
But the linesman thought otherwise.
See if we can get a replay of that. Don't get a...
Gerard, come on now.
He may have stepped out a little bit. Not sure, quite sure as to what the penalty was called on.
Cross-checking is the official call.
So it's a cross-checking, could have been from that net front scramble.
We can, at the next whistle, we can actually look at that goal replay one more time and see if we can spot it.
Outstanding.
Here is Wolben. Hoffer trying to strip it away from him. Blake Hoffer with 2 shorthanded goals so far at this tournament. Up to Herstrid it goes. To the near side, Nagitz. Spins to elude Vanderplug, but has to chase that puck all the way back out to neutral ice while his teammates tag up.
Great penalty kill by South, keeping the shots to the perimeter.
Centering pass, and Wolben nearly had a tap in to an open net, but it hit his skates and went right to Hoffer, who clears it all the way.
And again, right place, right time for Hoffer. He's been excellent so far for the Titans.
New Trier Green, a longtime rival of Glenbrook South. I would say besides Glenbrook North, their biggest rival, whether it be hockey or any other sport. Nagitz to Knight, down to the right wing circle. Lomer centered it, here's a shot, save, and another one by Preston. He made back-to-back stops.
Watch the sprawling save by Preston there. He goes snow angel style. It's not quite Christmas yet, but it's a Christmas present there for the Glenbrook South Titans. As you can see it on the replay with the left glove, just incredible hand-eye coordination there from Preston, as we'll see it there right into the glove.
That's the one right there, that's the look.
That is the look.
Thomas Preston, an impressive season on varsity as a freshman. Now, while we have a second, let's take a look at the goal replay and see if we can find the cross check.
Yeah, let's see if we can find the cross check.
Will Fagan, number 76, is right in front of the net.
It's the retaliation penalty.
Looks like we just cut off the replay at the time of the penalty, and it comes outside the zone, so we'll let this run, and you can see him go for it right there.
Yeah. It's a retaliation penalty.
All right, well, he's free, and the Titans able to kill that one off, so 1-for-1 on the PK so far in this game. Let's see if that can add some momentum to the boys in black and yellow. Mendoza got it back from Pinto. Mendoza out to Tubuchanan in the neutral zone. But Moreno takes it back. 2-0 Trevians here at Seven Bridges Ice Arena. These two teams only separated by about a 10-minute drive, but because it's a tournament playing at a rink that's about 40 to 50 minutes away from either of them. But one thing important about this rink is the trophy is in the building.
Beautiful.
And we will have a presentation and a tournament MVP handed out when it's all said and done, but still lots of hockey left before that.
Absolutely. Would like to see more offensive chances for Glenbrook South. I don't think they have an offensive zone draw this period.
Well, it was 8-5 shots in favor of New Trier entering the second period. Now 14-5. Will Fagan got it up to Cosmeter. Owen Cosmeter takes a hit into the boards by Rowian. Pardon me, that's John Wilson instead. And Lomer will bring it out. Lomer centered it. Got it back, Dane Lomer.
Good poke check by Will Fagan to disrupt that passing sequence.
First shift after the penalty. Sent down below the goal line this time. Now Dominic Fontana. Lomer, but loose one goes right to the Glenbrook South captain, Ryan Mulvey, and sent right back in by New Trier off the high glass near side. Nearly into the stands again.
Nearly into the stands again. Oh boy, here we go.
Rowian keeps it alive at the blue line, fires a shot. He was hoping for a deflection by Lomer, number 27, White, but just couldn't get the forehand on it. And Glenbrook South will send it all the way down for another icing, stopping the clock just a couple ticks under 12.
Really like the defensive play by Jackson Ventura. He was the one that really disrupted that sequence for New Trier after Fagan's initial disruption for the Titans. So Glenbrook South's defense hasn't been bad at all. They just haven't been able to forecheck as aggressively as they would want. Don't have a shot this period.
Dylan Ward joined by Frank Zarowski here on the South Hockey Network. Happy to have you with us from wherever you might be watching. I just realized we didn't look at the chats after the first period. We'll have to take a look at that soon, maybe during a next whistle.
Yeah.
Morris fighting for a puck up against the near side boards. McCrulis dodges a hit from Cannon as it's sent down the other way. Yang. Pressure from Boris, gets rid of the puck for Nagats. Off the near side boards, Janet's go. Couldn't get around Luke Fagan as that one sent out to the neutral zone once again.
Tried a little between the legs move on was Janetsko and just couldn't get it through. Good play by South to just clear it in, get some new guys on and reset.
More than enough time here at Seven Bridges Ice Arena to only be down 2. South is due for a win against this New Trier team dating all the way back to a couple seasons ago now. 6 consecutive victories in the head-to-head for New Trier. Here's a shot, short side. That one stopped by Preston. Graham Vanderploeg able to pick that one up. Can't get it out of the zone. Now he does. Out to Tubuchanan. 1-on-2 rush ahead. Bailing him out, 2-tie. Finding some space.
Oh.
Big collision in open ice with Nolan Nagats. And the Trevians get the puck back.
Big hit there, but a good read there by South just to roll through the hit.
Here's Herstrit. Around one to the net. Put it on the backhand, and it rolled parallel to the goal line. Now a big hit in the corner by Will Fagan, sending down George Knight. Selleck now in neutral ice will fire it into the zone as we reach 10 minutes left here in period number 2.
Lucas Fagan saved a goal there. He sacrificed his body, got a snow shower at the end boards.
Now Cosmeter over the line, threw it to the near side for Hoffer. Blake Hoffer, after lots of action all tournament long, being held a little quiet today by these New Trier Green Trevians. Moreno. The near side, Soren Selleck out to Moreno again. Pass up ice, finds Herstrit. Herstrit carving through a couple defenders, takes a backhand shot, and that one stopped by Preston as the net comes off. That'll draw a whistle. And real quick, while we have a chance, Cafe Ice, wow, the official speaker and the music sounds all pro. I love it. Well, that is none other than Sam Schwartz, and I think our Sam cam is not working anymore. I've never seen the bottom board blue before. Okay, that's a very interesting point that, actually, now that you say it.
Yeah, it's usually right.
That replay was made by a politician, huh? I'm not quite sure I understand that one.
He's talking about the cross check by Fagan in the goal.
Oh, how it gets cut off.
Yep, yep.
Very good, Cafe Ice 7. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast as Asher Vanderplug seals it away. It's poked ahead. Vanderplug on a breakaway, and he couldn't get a shot off.
May have gotten hooked on the play.
Vanderplug gets it back, no call, as it's sent down below the goal line. Now to Wolben near side, and a big hit following the play. Now a 2-on-1. Meanwhile, Moreno over to Herstrit. Herstrit with a backhand shot, saved by Preston. And now this one deflects in on net. Net's way off, and still no whistle.
Yeah.
And finally they blow it dead.
Fagan, again, Will Fagan disrupting the rush of New Trier Green for Glenbrook South. He's doing an excellent job, and
that was off right there.
Yeah, the net was off. Shades of David Leggio in Bridgeport, where he pushed the net off, and if
that's an all-time clip.
That's an all-time clip if you haven't seen it. David Leggio pushing the net off its moorings for the Bridgeport Sound Tigers.
Now New Trier. Titans still without a shot in the period at the halfway mark of 17 minutes. Behind the goal line, kicked ahead, Zach Boris. We'll look over his options. Tried for McCrulis out in neutral ice. No icing as it slowed up just enough. Good
play by Boris. Just the right amount of sauce on that clear so it wasn't icing.
Some could call it a great punt here on NFL opening Sunday.
Hey, the Bears don't play till tomorrow, so hopefully we get more viewers.
That's exactly right. I was thinking about that actually earlier. Now this is taken by Isaac Solomon. Behind the goal line it goes, now sent up high, Andrus to the net, blocked by the skate of Mendoza. Now Luke Fagan out to Mendoza, kicks it ahead for himself, and he'll dump it in. This Titans team, just based on this small sample size, one of the fastest Titans team over the last few years. Morris sent it up high, Luke Fagan, and eventually finds him, he shoots and scores! His fourth of the tournament. Off the post and in, the Titans are on the board.
A poor job by New Trier. They overpinched in the far corner. Fagan wide open at the circle. He rips one post and in. That is the juice for the first shot of the game for Glenbrook South, and they cut the deficit to 1. That's an incredible way to inject some life into the black and gold.
Frank, you make an excellent point there. First shot on goal here in period number 2. Gets past Max Reed, and we've still got plenty of game left.
Absolutely.
Luke Fagan, the defenseman, as a sophomore last year, 19 assists, but no goals. What a start to him here at the preseason invitational with his 4th.
And Glenbrook South adapted really well on that sequence. They know New Trier is going to be over-pinching and playing an aggressive form of defense. What do? They leave a floater out in the slot.
Now New Trier back in the attacking zone following the goal. Nagitz below the goal line. Pressure from Tutai. He'll send it up to the right circle. Here's a shot. That one, I believe, was stopped by Preston. Now a long pass. Hoping to find Daniel Sokol there. Now it eventually does get to Sokol. Daniel Sokol, not much help. And he gives it up to Kai Oyang. Oyang. Now Fontana. Lomer. Finds Rowian in some open space, but he couldn't handle that puck cleanly.
South has a lot of mojo after that goal, and they're being a lot more aggressive.
Now this is Dominic Fontana up to Nagitz. Fontana gets it back over Nagets. One-timer, missed the net way high. Now Rowan takes a hit from Will Fagan into the end boards. A hit comes back in the Titans' way now in the far side corner by Dominic Fontana.
Game's getting a little chippy here, Dylan. Little extracurriculars while guys are down on both sides.
Hey, listen, the emotions are high when you've got two teams that are just spent playing their 6th game this weekend. Not to mention that big hit.
What a hit!
I believe that was two-tie. That's going to be a penalty, unfortunately, for the Titans as a 6th man comes on for New Trier on the delayed call. Nagets down to the right circle for Herstrip. Back up to Nagets. Dangles around Sokol, goes down low with it, and Will Fagan touches up. Let's watch that one again.
I'd like to see the point of contact. I know Tutai left his feet. Would like to see the point of contact. Where is it? Okay, we're going to get it right about here. Yeah, that's a penalty. Glove right to the helmet. Yeah, not a surprise that that's a penalty. It looked a little high, but he left his feet, and I think that's what's going to get him into the box for 2.
Well, Tutai hasn't had a trip to the penalty box all tournament long, and we'll see if it's just 2.
It looks to be.
2 minutes on the board. All right.
It could have been a little bit, he's lucky it wasn't more. After seeing the replay, it was a bang-bang play, left his feet, and Tutai's been excellent physically, but sometimes those guys will cross the line a little bit.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what the official word is on the penalty, but for now the Titans are shorthanded. They're 1 for 1 on the kill, and all penalty kills are sponsored by Hannah Vanderploeg trial attorneys here on the South Hockey Network. Trevians, good puck movement, but intercepted by Hoffer that time, and he'll send it all the way down as we hit 5 minutes left in the second.
So Tutai just was assessed a 10-minute misconduct.
All right, so a 2 and a 10. Yeah, you can see he's got Charlie Preston in the box with him, so Preston will be free after 2 minutes, but Tutai will have to sit in there for the additional 10, but only 2 minutes of odd man time. Here's a shot from the right side that hit the side of the net, now the top of the net, and Preston lucky that didn't take a different bounce.
Yeah, that bounced off the top of the net. Very fortunate bounce for the Titans.
Moreno left side, up high, Selleck. Vanderploeg knocks him into the glass. And the Titans try and clear, deflects off a stick, and out into the public seating area once again.
This is an important kill for South. They had a lot of momentum. They had been building it in the New Trier end. The hit by Tutai, I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to energize his team. You can't leave your feet and you can't push your gloves into the mask of the player. I think that's what may have gotten him the 10-minute misconduct. But it's how is GBS going to respond? How is Glenbrook South going to react to this penalty? They've got about little less than half of it remaining.
New Trier wins the faceoff cleanly. Nagets up to Herstrip, back to Nolan Nagets. Let's go with the shot. That one never found the net. It was blocked on its way. Titans try and clear. They cannot. Herstrip across. George Knight back to Nagets. Now to Knight. Down low for Wolben. Now it finds its way back to Nagets. Across for Knight. Nolan Nagets. As those two continue playing catch. Now slid across for Herstrip. He shoots, and a pad save made by Preston. Off the rebound, the Titans clear.
That's the pass that New Trier had been looking for, all power play. Herstrip was wide open in the slot, but good read by Preston to get over.
Wolben, left circle, centered at Knight, backhander, right into the logo as time expires on the initial 2 minutes. So Tutai needs to stay in the box for another 10, but we're back to 5-on-5.
And that's a very timely save from Preston. Why? He didn't just freeze the puck. He bobbled it a little bit, may have been intentionally, to let that extra second tick off the clock. His guys are back to 5-on-5. They can now make a change, and they did so.
Frank, that's a really good point, especially here in the second with the long change. I wonder if that was intentional. That's a very high IQ play by Preston if it was, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Now here's a stretch pass, finds Boris. He's got himself a breakaway. Zach Boris with a shot, That one just missed the right post. He'll try and center it for McCrulis, but it couldn't find him.
Good defense by Marino on the breakaway for New Trier.
Still just one shot here in the period for the Titans, and it was past Max Reed. And I know because I don't think I've said the name Reed at all this period.
No, and for goaltenders, you gotta know how to stay sharp even in these lulls of action here, because you don't want to get caught flat-footed. Again, as I said, somebody really smart told me, don't get too high or too low, whether you're on the mic or on the ice.
Here's Luke Fagan. That pass up ice to Boris hits the linesman, and that'll allow New Trier to play it in. Here's Herstrit. Plays it down low for Wolben. Still just a one-goal game after Luke Fagan scored the only goal for the Titans here in this period. Now Boris centers it, and it gets taken away by the Trevians as Hoffer was trailing.
Good read by Kai Uyang. Get in the passing lane, prevent a one-time shot. Oh boy, Hoffer got decked there. Looked a little high.
I gotta be honest, Frank, I was checking a note, I didn't see it.
Hoffer got decked by a green player. Looked a little high, he got spun around, may have looked worse than it actually was. Refs didn't call anything, and they're letting these guys play tonight.
The end of a long weekend, a long grind for these boys. Yang, pressure from Mendoza. Now Vanderplug knocked into from behind, a light one. Asher Vanderplug able to get it out. Owen Kosmeter can't hang on to the puck. Here's Nagitz. Turnover to Hoffer nearly, but he couldn't settle it down. 1:10 to go in the second till these teams head to the locker room. Just onside, nice play as Hoffer. He tried to center it, but couldn't connect with Asher Vanderplug there. Big hit into the near side corner by Blake Hoffer. There's his size coming into effect.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Dylan. If you can't shoot the puck on net, make guys pay for taking it away from you.
Blake Hoffer, a rare three-way combo, as this one is centered of size, speed, and hands. Usually that's just any hockey player's one main attribute. He's got all three.
Reminds me a little bit of Chicago's Alex Vlasic in the way that he plays the game.
It's a really good comparison.
Go, Jerry!
As Alex Vlasic, an alumni of New Trier,
Indeed.
obviously didn't play for Green. Here is Blake Hoffer with Nagitz on his tail, and the puck taken away by New Trier.
Nagitz with a good little scythe move of the stick blade to prevent the shot on goal. Good crafty play with the blade.
We'll see if anything happens in these last five. Nagitz sends it down below the goal line. Preston turns it away, and we have a collision there on the near side with Vanderplug and Nagitz. And the buzzer sounds to send these teams to the locker room. Well, just one shot on net in the period for Glenbrook South, and it was off the post and in for a goal by Luke Fagan. And I mean, listen, when you're playing the three-time defending state champions, you can never complain about a one-goal game heading into period three.
No, you can't. And I think, you know, South shouldn't be discouraged. They took a few penalties. They killed them off relatively well, as we see on the replay here. Nagitz colliding with a South player and then the linesman. So bodies are flying. The game's getting chippy. Key for both teams going into the locker room. New Trier, shoot the puck on net. I've seen too many times where New Trier looked like they were just trying to be crafty. They were being too cute with the play. For Glenbrook South, keep it stupid simple on the forecheck. They gotta break the puck out better. They're trying these interchange plays at the blue line. Just dump and chase, get shots on goal. Test Reed, who hadn't been tested a lot. Again, one shot on goal for Glenbrook South. It was a goal. Would like to see the Titans test the netminder Reed more in the third period.
All right, well, New Trier Green in the third period at this tournament, a plus 11 goal differential through 5 games of 15-4. So we will see what happens as the Zamboni takes the ice, the officials preparing to move the nets, and we will take a break just like the players here on the South Hockey Network. Don't go anywhere. Lots of time to go, and we'll be back with you in about 10 minutes after the intermission, right here on the South Hockey Network. Welcome back to the South Hockey Network, everybody, as the Titans and Trevians make their way back onto the ice for period number 3. New Trier leading 2-1. They opened it up to a 2-0 lead, but Glenbrook South got on the board in the second period thanks to a goal by Luke Fagan. Dylan Ward and Frank Sorowski with the headsets on. Gerard Boris, our technical engineer, and Joe Hoffer manning the scoreboard. Before we get started in this third period, this is just such a great tournament that I've been covering now for 5 straight years. Gerard with me for the last 3 or 4, I believe, and just really well done and well put together by Warriors Hockey Club, the combined division defending state champions from last year. So major shout out to the Warriors and Keith Barforth for putting this tournament together, and I'm glad we were able to get a live stream up for the championship game.
Yeah, Dylan, this is an incredible tournament atmosphere, especially with the redone rink by the Chicago AAA Phantoms. You know, Phantoms organization has done a great job at the USHL level with running their program, won their first Clark Cup a few years ago. You know, their coaching staff from Ryan Kosecki, Jason Denskins, of course, Ryan Ward. They all do such a great job at that program, so glad to see it extend into Chicago. And like you said, Warriors Hockey Club, just a great atmosphere for this tournament, and looking forward to more excitement in the third period.
All right, 17 minutes, I should say, separate us from the result here, unless we need overtime. The Titans haven't really been in this position all season, or all tournament, but also all season. Winners of their games 7-2, 7-4, 5-0, 4-1, and 8-3. This is the first time they've been trailing heading into the third period. We'll see what happens on a fresh sheet of ice. New Trier takes the faceoff, and we're underway. Here's Kyle Yang across to Nagitz. He's knocked off the puck by Cosmeter. Titans back to shooting on your left side of your screen, as New Trier will come the other way to your right. Picked back up by Ryan Mulvey. Mulvey plays it off the far boards, and a big hit right in front of the Titan bench. That'll be a penalty.
That'll be a penalty. Hit from behind on New Trier. Clear as day. Clear as day.
Yeah, you're not going to miss that one.
That's an undisciplined play by Noah Nagitz, especially with your team up 1. He's trying to argue some case to the officials. You can't see it on your screen with the replay. I don't know what he's trying to argue. He turned away with enough time for him to pull up. This is a golden opportunity for Glenbrook South to try and tie this game up. And New Trier, their penalty kill, like you said, 10 for 13 going into tonight. Would imagine they want to be a little more conservative than they were last time.
Not to mention the Titans near 40 power play percent. As New Trier wins the faceoff, they can't quite clear it out. Will Fagan backhands this one down to Cosmeter. About to say Lytell. No, that's last year, number 22. Will Fagan can't keep it in at the blue line, and the Titans can't touch it, otherwise it would have been delayed offsides. Short-handed Solomon takes a shot. That one high of the net. And Moreno will play it back, and New Trier just killing time on their penalty kill as they dump it in again.
And they're just gonna take their time, sit back and relax. I know this offense. I know you know Glenbrook South's offense as an alum of theirs, as an alum of New Trier. You know their offense. You know how they're gonna play, and we see it here. They're just gonna take their time and let Glenbrook South, as you see there, make their own mistakes. Don't overplay their hand, so to speak.
Here's Blake Hoffer. 3 goals, 2 assists on the power play alone here through 5 games. Hoffer, let's see if he's got any power play magic. He's cutting through a couple defenders, lost the puck, and Moreno tries to backhand it out, kept alive at the blue line. Fagan sends it down below the line. Selleck around the boards.
That went off the linesman. That went off the side of the linesman's helmet. Lucky break for New Trier. Oh, we got some shenanigans going on behind the play with Isaac Solomon and one of the Glenbrook South players.
Well, after a full change on both sides, those players now off the ice as this one's dumped in by Will Fagan. Down to the near side corner. A 3-on-1 board battle in favor of GBS. And they do come away with the puck, Boris knocked a man down behind the cage. Now Zach Boris. Looking for a pass. He finds one right at the blue paint, and McCrulis couldn't bury that one in. And then now the referee takes a beating from that clearing attempt, and New Trier will get it down. Nolan Nagic was hoping for the home run pass, and actually the penalty had just expired, so that will be an icing.
That will be an icing. Again, good call by the officials, keeping track of the time here. Keeping track of the time here, and you know, for Glenbrook South, a missed opportunity. You had a few good chances. We talked about it going into the break of the second period ice cut. South needs to be a lot more simple with their shots, take what they can get. They do not have a shot so far in this period. New Trier has one.
Shots on goal, 19-6 overall in the game. Now this is Herstrit. Herstrit trying to get around Luke Fagan. He could not cleanly. Now to the far side corner. A board battle coming away with it. Mendoza, he gets it up ice, looking for Sokol there, but it's played back into the Titans end again. Luke Fagan. Now Mendoza. In these high school tournament games, it's an interesting situation. It's much different from a regular season game just based on the exhaustion alone, especially in the championship game. I mean, these guys, probably on both ends, are not playing quite how they would if it was just a regular season night game.
Absolutely, you gotta be a lot more tactical here, Dylan. You want to make sure you're conserving your energy. Like you said, they played 6 games this weekend as Rush comes up ice for South.
Asher Vanderplug tried to center it for Cosmeter, but a stick gets in the way from New Trier, and they'll shovel it out to the neutral zone.
That was Soren Selleck who got the heel of his blade on it there.
The captain, Ryan Mulvey. Up to Blake Hoffer. Hoffer now, high slot, let's go of a shot, and that just missed the crossbar.
He was in a little bit of a hurry there, Dylan. Wanted to make sure he got the shot off rather than whiffing on it.
As now the Trevians will be guilty of icing once again. All the way down it goes. 12:32 to go in the third period. The score 2-1. The Titans goal by Luke Fagan. But the Titans need at least one more to force OT, 2 to get the win. And in case you are curious, 5 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime if needed and a shootout to decide the championship. But that trophy is waiting to be won by one of these two clubs. Here's Rowian. Now Graham Vanderplug centered it. McCrulis couldn't get a shot away, and New Trier Green coming the other way.
Again, another example of Glenbrook South overcomplicating their offense. Shoot the darn puck. You're down 1 goal. You got to just throw it to the net.
Yeah, even just one to the logo of Max Reed. 1 shot on goal since the end of the first period.
Wow. That's a stat line for you. And it's a testament to the goaltending and defense of Glenbrook South.
Here's Rowian finding a loose puck. Centered it. Here's a shot. And on the follow-up, he got a little more on it, but ultimately the try was stopped by Thomas Preston.
New Trier, if you go back to that replay that we just had there, watch. Glenbrook, the New Trier is trying desperately to flick it over the glove of Preston. They've done that about 4 or 5 times this game where they flicked it and trying a sharp angle short side chance, and Preston has been up to the task every single time.
Will Fagan now gets it back. Here's a long pass, nearly found Tubuchanik, delayed offsides, forces the Titans to tag up. And New Trier will get possession back. Up to Cannon now, right side. He'll backhand this one down below the goal line. A light hit down below the goal line against Will Fagan by Aristotle Poulios.
And you see New Trier just playing a little more of a chip and chase style game. They're content to let Glenbrook South wear themselves out and strike when the gates are lowered, so to speak.
Especially Jackson Ventura still in the penalty box. Pardon me, Tutai still in the penalty box.
Oh boy, a big hit. big hit behind the play. That was Janetsko laying a man out.
Well, another light hit below the goal line of the Titans. They just need to get anything going offensively if they want any chance of tying this game up. Here comes a potential rush. It's Owen Kosmeter with Blake Hoffer. Kosmeter centered it, and it wouldn't find the Titans' leading point producer. Now Hoffer threw it in front. Here's Vanderploeg with a shot. That one wouldn't go. I believe Reed got a piece of it. Let's see if they credit the shot on goal. Doesn't look like it.
Kai Uyang with a fabulous back check on the 1-on-2, so to speak, for New Trier. And he uses his skate as a soccer.
Here comes another chance for GBS. It's a 3-on-2. Kosmeter down the right wing side, centered it. Vanderploeg, what a stick by Uyang, again making a great defensive play. Now a wraparound try, goalie out of position behind the net. And finally Moreno able to force that one just enough past Mendoza's stick. Got a piece of it, but he'll have to chase it out to the neutral zone.
Uyang has had a fabulous shift here for New Trier Green, saving 2 potential game-changing goals.
Vanderploeg around the right wing side near the half boards, taken back by New Trier. It comes out to Solomon. He finds some space battling with Mendoza, gets it around him, but couldn't catch up to his own puck.
Good defense on the curl and drag move by Mendoza.
Layden. 9 minutes left here in regulation time. We've got a 1-goal game at the preseason invite championship.
Gotta look to see when Preston will get pulled at a certain point. If they get a power play, it wouldn't shock me if they go 6-on-4.
Do or die here at the end of the weekend. This is what you've built all the way up for. 24 teams began play, and just these 2 remain. Halfway through period number 3. Still the same score as it's been since 7.5 to go in period 2. Solomon over the line, gets around Graham Vanderploeg, but not Ryan Mulvey.
And see, what Solomon does so well there is he's drawing the Glenbrook South back checkers. Oh boy.
Ref gets in the way of the play there. Ryan Mulvey probably would have had a chance to bring that one out, but could not cleanly. And Titans keep possession, but it disrupts the momentum a little bit.
As I was saying about Solomon does a great job. He's sucking away the other Glenbrook South players to him, allowing for potential odd man chances.
There's a sandwich hit into Teddy McCrulis, and the Trevians the other way. Jack Herstrit can't get around Mendoza, and Mendoza plays it to the near side. Will Fagan. Fagan goes to Asher Vanderploeg, hit his skates, and New Trier will get it right back. Now a steal. Owen Kosmeter leads a 3-on-1. He takes a shot, save, rebound. Hoffer's second chance, also stopped by the pad. The Titans' first 2 shots on goal in quite a while, and Max Reed making both stops.
You want to talk about a goalie that's dialed in even when he's not being tested? That's Max Reed for you right there. Make 2 brilliant saves, sprawling.
Now Hoffer with another chance. There's a 3rd save forced by the Titans on Max Reed, so starting to make him work a little bit. The Titans just 1 of those shots away from tying this up if it finds the right spot. Now the Trevians will bring it out the other way. They send this one down. Luke Fagan behind the goal line. Luke Fagan's got the lone goal for Glenbrook South here tonight. Hoffer, left wing side. Now gets it back, Blake Hoffer. Rowan takes it away. Wolbin streaking and cherry picking near the blue line. He'll dummy it. Here's Nagus trying to center it for Rowan, but Will Fagan getting in the way of that.
That's probably the 8th or 9th shot block or pass block that Will Fagan has had tonight.
It's incredible stuff from the junior, playing in his 2nd year on varsity, along with his twin brother Luke. Now the Titans are offside there. I'm surprised the whistle didn't go. But it does come outside the zone, so no harm, no foul. Now Pinto racing after the puck. Anthony Pinto down the left wing side. He's being pressured from behind. Pinto still with it, but now it's taken back by the Trevians.
Keep your eyes on Preston. We're inside 6 minutes here, Dylan. Gotta wonder when you're gonna pull for the extra attacker.
Jim Philbin typically pulls the goalie a little bit later than you see other coaches do, but maybe that changes in the championship game. You never know.
In the championship, all bets are off.
And you know what? It is preseason. We have not had a 6-on-5 scenario for the Titans yet. Maybe pulling him a little bit earlier than you might otherwise. It's killing two birds with one stone there. Try and tie the game, but also give your team a chance to practice a 6-on-5. Again, this is not an SHL regular season game, but it is a meaningful game. It's no exhibition. These two teams will meet at least 3 more times this season in regular season play. Last year it was a total of 6. They met in the final of this preseason invitational tournament last year, 3 times in the regular season and twice in the playoffs. Here's a shot by Boris, that one blocked by Selleck. Rebound comes up high. Here's Mendoza with a blast, and that's wide to the left. Time keeps dripping away for these Titans as they're trying to put an end to New Trier's streak of winning this preseason tourney. McCrulis fires a shot. That one's kicked off to the side by Reed. There's the Titans' 10th shot on goal of the game.
And this is going to be an important draw as we get an icing here. Gotta wonder what the coaching staff of Glenbrook South is going to draw up, because like we said earlier, the Titans have not had a lot of offensive zone draws. And we're seeing that save that was made by Reed a little bit ago.
And keep in mind, these are the first couple of saves he's made since the first period, because he only saw the one shot and it was a goal. And he's able to make that follow-up save on Blake Hoffer as well. Now here comes New Trier trying to add some insurance. Here's a shot from the left side by Layden, but the save is made by Preston. Luke Fagan to the near side. Ventura gets it down into the zone. Oh Yang taken away just onside by McCrulis. He left it for Boris. Zach Boris, as the puck being scrambled for, it goes up high. Here's a shot by Will Fagan. It bounces on its way, but just wide to the left.
Too complicated on the offense for Glenbrook South. They're trying to just, they're looking for the perfect window. You're not gonna get that on this goaltender. You gotta throw stuff to the front of the net with some traffic, as you can see on this replay here. Watch, Glenbrook South gets an opportunity. They're going up ice before it bounces.
Oh, this might be the offside.
And this is the offside, so we have
the non-offside call.
The non-offside call, but I digress. It still remains that South is being way too cheeky with their offense.
We're nearing the moment of truth here at Seven Bridges Ice Arena. Owen Cosmeter plays it off the far boards, racing after it down to that far side corner. Herstrit can't clear the zone. Mendoza keeps it in with the skate. Mendoza goes down to the far side corner now. And the Trevians will try and clear it. Can't get it past the captain, Mulvey. But now New Trier able to force this one out. Wolben fires it in right wing side.
And they're just going to chew clock for New Trier. They're just going to dump and chase, make sure that Preston cannot get out of his net for the extra attacker. Smart play by New Trier here.
2-1 the score. You got to think that time is coming soon. We'll keep a close eye down to our right. Hoffer crashing the net, gets a backhand shot. That one was stopped. Ryan Mulvey now up high. He'll leave it for Mendoza. Pressure from New Trier near the blue line. Preston still staying put for now, as now the Trevians will play this out of the zone. Mendoza back behind his own net.
New Trier gets away with one right there, a hook, and that could have been the break that Glenbrook South needed to go 6-on-4.
Mulvey, but they're offside.
Oh, that was close.
Let's take another look.
That was close.
Where's the skate on the bottom part of your screen? It's just out of our view.
Yeah, he's offside.
Good call by the linesman. Preston, you can tell he's getting ready for the call as this one's sent in by the Titans. Trevians force it out to the neutral zone. Will Fagan backhands it in. Glove down by Ouyang. 1:40 to go, 100 seconds. Now the Trevians play it out to neutral ice. As doing the splits there and losing the puck was one of the players, 27. I don't think I have him on my roster, but meanwhile, the Titans bring it up. Here comes Boris. Boris getting this one deep. Zach Boris below the goal line, threw it in front, and the Trevians take it away again. Still no empty net.
And
Jim?
this is smart play by New Trier. They're just playing for possession at this point. Preston cannot exit his net while New Trier has the puck.
1 minute on the clock here in period number 3. The Titans need a goal. Ryan Mulvey to the near side Fagan, and now there goes Preston to the bench, but the Titans are going to ice the puck.
Oh, boy.
51.1.
That's a bad break for Glenbrook South. They're trying.
That'll send Preston right back to the blue paint. And GBS, Jim Philbin, head coach, is using his timeout to talk things over. What are you drawing up here, Frank, with a face-off in your own end, 51?
Face-off in my own end. I'm going to have the goaltender in at the strong side post. You want to make sure you're sealing that off in case there's a set face-off play from New Trier to try and throw one on net. New Trier's objective is to kill time. You got to have your best face-off man out there. I'd have a guy sent out wide to the far side of the rink so you can set up a potential tic-tac-toe zigzag play.
So the teams will meet at their benches and talk that over. Jim Philbin letting his guys know what he expects off this face-off. The Titans down 2-1. Luke Fagan with the lone tally for Glenbrook South. And we'll see if GBS can pull off some magic or if New Trier can win this thing for the 5th year in a row. Big shout out to everyone tuned into our broadcast, watching at home, all 148 of you. We appreciate you finding your way to the South Hockey Network and watching what has been a pretty exciting game, I'd have to say, Frank.
And this game has been dictated by New Trier's offense and Glenbrook South's defense, both very stingy.
All right, here we go. Titans rush up ice. There goes Preston. Asher Vanderplug over the line, but he's offside. So an icing and an offside separated by 10 seconds by a team down by 1. Tough.
Yeah, that is tough. Got to have some better situational awareness if you're Glenbrook South. Just got to, I don't want to say play conservative, but you got to play smarter.
Preston remaining at the bench for this neutral zone draw. It's taken by New Trier. Now here's Hoffer. 35 on the clock. He goes to Mulvey. Over the line, right wing side, Ryan Mulvey, 6 skaters out. Here's Hoffer with a shot. That one trickles wide. Moreno plays it off the boards, can't get it out. Hoffer kicks it back to his stick. Maybe some magic for the birthday boy, but it comes out to neutral ice. Herstrit ahead of Will Fagan, and he'll throw it in to make it a 3-1 game.
And you could see Hirschfeld flashing the number 5 to his bench for the 5 consecutive times New Trier will have won this preseason tournament. See if we get a visual of it, but you know, this New Trier team, you know, obviously I went there, I know the pedigree that this team has, but even from a historical perspective, they've won the past 3 Illinois high school hockey state championships at the United Center. They would have won, arguably, in the COVID year. They won in the COVID isolation year. I mean, there are so many great things about this program, and Glenbrook South, nothing to hang your head about. They have done a fantastic job on defense.
So here at the preseason invitational tournament, as that one is iced down, New Trier going to make it a perfect 6-0-0. They'll outshoot their opponent in each and every game. The Titans will take one more face-off here in their defensive end. At the circle to Preston's right. But the Trevians, always the favorite to win a state championship in Illinois. And they'll start the season off perfect in the preseason. Hurstrit with the empty netter seals the deal with 11 seconds left. And these two teams, boy, Frank, I'm looking forward to their rematch in the SHL regular season play.
It's going to be intense. Both of these teams, specifically Glenbrook South, they had a lot of promise on defense. I'd like to see how they flush that out down the stretch. New Trier, again, some younger players on this roster. How are they going to try and carry that momentum for a fourth consecutive potential state championship? And Glenbrook South seeking to dethrone them down the stretch.
And you see two veterans as the line leaders, Jack Hurstrit and Ryan Mulvey, to shake hands at center ice. The game is over, but we're not done on air. We've still got our trophy presentation and the tournament MVP, Frank. Based on the stats, any guesses of who the MVP might be?
Based on the stats, wouldn't shock me if you get a guy like Jack Wolblin, 8 points throughout this tournament. He's looked excellent. Jack Hurstrit, 10 points throughout this tournament.
Make that 11.
Make that 11, exactly. 11 points with the empty net tally. Wouldn't shock me if it's Jack Hurstrit.
And not to interrupt you, but you see Jim Philbin and Adam Cheris, two head coaches in this league that have been through a lot. They've faced one another in this tournament a handful of times in the last few years, and we're about to get that announcement. As you can also see the Fagan twins having a conversation with one of the Trevian players.
And this is what's great about hockey, you know, whether it's at the high school level, the junior level, the college, so many of these guys have grown up playing together, playing against each other, and it's the friendship and camaraderie that bleeds past team colors.
Nolan Nagitz and Kai Ouyang, along with Jack Hurstrit. No C's on their chest yet. But you have to assume those will be the lettermen for this new Trier squad. And almost a muted celebration, no trophy lift. They'll get the photo in and hold up that number 5, as you pointed out, Frank. 5 consecutive years, starting in 2021. The last time a different team won this tournament was before the pandemic.
Oh, yeah, that'll date me. That'll date me. And I think the way that this new Trier roster, just the way they're carrying themselves, you know, reminds me of a quote by Kobe Bryant, you know, job's not finished. They want to go, whether it's at league play, the state championship, obviously, but they want to use this as not so much the pinnacle, but the first crest of a hill in this season for the new Trier Trevians.
And the Trevian fans who made the drive out here to Seven Bridges Ice Arena, consisting of mostly parents, which is understandable. Watch on, and for New Trier Green, winning this tournament is probably a standard in their organization, and they checked that box here this year.
They did check that box this year, but Glenbrook South, don't kid yourselves, their defense was excellent. 3 goals allowed on 22 shots, as we'll get the MVP presentation coming up shortly.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have that information. I know Sam Schwartz is down there. I didn't hear him make an announcement.
Yeah, I did not.
But you know what? That's okay, because the Trevians are headed back to the locker room. And whoever the MVP is, congratulations. But that's going to do it for our broadcast. Frank Zarowski, your first time on the South Hockey Network. I hope everyone watching at home enjoyed Frank here on the call. And Frank, the other way, I hope you enjoyed being on the call.
It's my pleasure, Dylan. You do a great job. Everybody at the South Hockey Network, as I said on the broadcast, when I was in high school at New Trier, Glenbrook South was way ahead of the curve when it came to broadcasting their hockey games. And this was back in my senior year, 2019-20, year of the pandemic. And Glenbrook South does such an incredible job with their media production, their technical setup. They do an incredible job with how they operate their hockey broadcasts.
Well, we appreciate the kind words, Frank, and this will likely not be the last time you hear from Frank Zarowski. So for our entire crew, Joe Hoffer on the scoreboard, Gerard Boris, our technical engineer, all weekend long. Frank Zarowski to my right with the headset on. My name's Dylan Ward, saying we appreciate you spending your Sunday night with us. One more time, the final score, Glenbrook South 1, New Trier Green 3, as the Trevians take the preseason invitational. Nothing on the Titans' calendar until October 3rd, but talking with head coach Jim Philbin, it sounds like there's likely to be a couple more exhibition games thrown onto the calendar. But besides that, SHL regular season opener, October 3rd, away at York. And it's going to be a fun season here in 2025, 2026.
That's going to be a really good game. York traditionally has played a defensive style of hockey. Glenbrook South played a defensive style tonight. Interested to see how those two teams match up against one another.
A whole slate ahead of us here on the season. Can't wait to spend it with you right here on YouTube on the South Hockey Network. Till then, enjoy your month of September, everyone.